How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Country Mash. I hope you guys have been awesome. Today we're taking a look at a flashlight developed by Haley Strategic and made by Surefire called the D3FT Combat Light. And D3FT stands for Disruptive Environments Firefly Technique. And it is a combat light. And what that means is this has a little plunger ring on it, so you're able to hold it like this. And we're going to go over how you use that and what it's for a little bit later. But first I just want to talk about the light a little bit. It is the first compact EDC combat light that's been made. This thing is tiny, but it is a powerhouse with 500 lumens. The operation of this light is pretty straightforward. It's a single output light, which means there's only one brightness setting, and that's the full 500 lumens. It uses a clicky cap for activation, so you can slightly depress it for momentary or fully depress it until it clicks for a constant on. You're able to lock it out by backing the tail cap out, and that prevents it from being turned on at all. If you want to leave it in your pocket or maybe throw it in a bag or something, it won't be accidentally turned on. And then there's a feature that I have not heard anyone else talk about, and that's a momentary only. And that is turning it on and backing it out just a little bit, and it clicks, but it's a momentary only. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not, but it's kind of a cool feature because you could essentially lock it out from accidentally being left on in your pocket or a bag, but it's also available to be used if you need it. So I think that's pretty cool. As I mentioned earlier, it is a single output with 500 lumens, and its intensity is 7,600 candela. So 7,600 candela, that's the total volume of light within a certain beam angle and direction. And it uses a TIR reflector similar to a lot of the other Surefire lights. It runs off of one 123A battery, which is included in the flashlight, and it has 1 hour of constant runtime. Just be careful though, because it does get really hot. Between the 500 lumens and the TIR reflector, this thing will throw light as far out as 220 meters. The knurling on the aluminum body is very aggressive. I like it. It allows you to have a really good grip, and you do also have the aluminum plunger, which helps you get a better grip. The double-sided pocket clip is actually pretty nice. It's very smooth and easy to use no matter what side you use, whether you're putting it in your pocket or clipping it onto a hat. But there's two things I actually have noticed. One of them is because it does put pressure on this tail cap, so when you unscrew this, I don't know if you guys could see this wear marks right here. It does touch unless you pull this out a little bit, so if I don't know if you guys can hear that. It is rubbing on there, so eventually it will wear away the anodizing right there unless you pull this back a little bit every time you want to unscrew it, which honestly isn't that big of a deal. That's what I do, is I just pull it back. But the other thing I noticed is the colorization on this pocket clip. I don't know if that's purposeful or if it's a defect. I honestly have no idea. I personally kind of like it. I think it looks kind of cool. It's kind of spotty or blotchy. It looks like it'd be some sort of etched pattern. But either way, I thought I'd point that out to you guys in case there's some people out there who really care about the anodizing. Just pull back that pocket clip a little bit anytime you want to unscrew that guy. And then the threading on the flashlight is smooth as usual. I've never had a flashlight from Surefire that had any rough threading, so nothing new there. As far as weight, Surefire claims it's 3.2 ounces. The total length of the light is 4.12 inches, and the bezel diameter is 1.125 inches. So here's a size comparison between the D3FT and some other common EDC flashlights out right now. We have the Surefire G2X Pro, the Surefire and Haley Strategic D3FT Combat Light, the Olight S10R Baton 3, but it's also the same size as an Olight S1R, and then the Streamlight Stylus Pro. And to give you guys a comparison of what the beam pattern looks like, as well as the color of the light, I'm going to show you guys right here on the wall. This is the Surefire Haley Strategic D3FT up against the wall. You can kind of see a pretty good hot spot, but also has a pretty wide spill. So right here we have the Surefire G2X Pro at 320 lumens. This is the Olight S10R Baton 3 at 600 lumens. And this is a Streamlight TLR1, which I believe is about 300 lumens. And this right here is the Surefire Haley Strategic D3FT. You tell the tint is a little bit warmer than the rest. The hotspot is pretty similar to the Olight, which is a little bit brighter, but it's not as broad. This is the 500 lumens from the Surefire D3FT at about 7 yards. So this is 20 yards away with the Surefire D3FT 500 lumen, 20 yards away. It's the average size of a human. It's the 18x30 steel target from shootsteel.com. You can notice you can't really see the spill too much. It has a really wide spill. It's a lot wider than my Olight is, and it's a lot wider than all my other Surefires. Really good surrounding light. Alright, so it's really dusty out, and so the light is really affected by the dust. But this is 50 yards away with the 500 lumen light. It's definitely a little bit brighter to my eyes. I adjusted my camera as much as I can, but we are in the country, and it is pitch black if I turn this off. So this is 50 yards with the 500 lumen Surefire D3FT by Haley Strategic. 50 yards. So when it comes to the aluminum plunger, for those of you who aren't familiar with combat lights, it's not there to, give you additional grip so it doesn't slip out of your hand. It's there so that way you can use the light with your firearm. There's a couple different ways that people like to use it. There's two techniques that I prefer. One of them is called the Rogers or Surefire technique. It's probably the one that's more popular, common today. The second one is it's a modified Harry's technique, and it's a good technique to use in case you wanted to break away and use your flashlight in any other way. So the price on these lights is $169, and I do believe as of right now the only place you could purchase one is through Haley Strategic's website, which is haleystrategic.com, and there will be a link down in the description box if you guys are interested in buying one of these. Now as far as the price, I know it's a little bit high, but I'm here to tell you I bought this with my own money, and in my opinion it's worth it. I believe Surefire makes some of the highest quality flashlights in the world, and if they have a flashlight that fills a role that you're looking to fill, they're worth every penny. Now this may not be the flashlight for you. You may want something with other modes and other outputs, but if you're looking for a reliable EDC flashlight that's always going to be coming on high, which is good for a defensive light, or pairing it with an EDC firearm, this is definitely the flashlight for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys were able to get some value out of it. If you guys enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, it would be a huge support if you hit that subscribe button. Thank you to everyone who already has subscribed, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.